Here's a good one. Most hardworking teammate you played with.
That's hard to pick one. I'm gonna be honest. I can't pick one because all of them did their jobs. Mm-hmm. All of them did the extra work that was their job. And so Mike, James, Jones, Ray, that's the sniper unit. Mm-hmm. No one shot more shots than them. I worked hard at my job, making sure I was in shape and knowing the defensive coverages and knowing how to get those guys the ball. UD, when you talk about defensive positioning and picking and popping, short rolling and competing at the highest level, being in shape, UD, I always thought I was in the best shape, but UD was always in tremendous shape. And then you got Bron and D Wade. Them cats worked at their craft like no other, So it's hard to pick one to say who worked the hardest. We all worked pretty hard.
I think we all learned from each other,
Yeah,
too.
we did.
Like we all watched each other. We took a little bit from what this guy did and implemented it in our own workouts and our own process. Like you say, you took something from Mike. I took something from Bron. I've never seen nobody be to the gym 2 hours before, and he probably rode a 10-speed.
Yes.
And by the time you got there, he's already lift weights.
Yes, sir.
He's already got his shots up. He's already got his treatment. Now practice starts. Now he gonna kick ass and take names in practice,
right.
And then after that he gonna get to his spots and work on
Pilates and do all that.
Man, he gonna get to his spots and then he gonna go to Pilates and all that. So just understanding just how to maximize your career and get the most out of yourself and take care of your body and different things like that. I was able to take that from Bron. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. CB. I never seen nobody move slower, and it's not a knock on CB, but CB gonna get to his spot.
A tactician, bro.
He gonna break you down. He gonna break you down. You know what I'm saying? Just understanding the game. So everybody was just learning something from each other, and I think we all helped each other be better. You know
That's
what I mean?
a fact.
The one thing I learned from Miami and from that team more than anything was just the professionalism of practice, man. Like, because I'd been to certain places. I'd been at that point. I'd been probably 4 different teams, I think, and like the joy I had in practice, watching the practice, like it was like, come on, man, like, and that to me, obviously, heat culture has a lot to do with it, but culture is only as good as your best players, in my opinion.
Yeah,
that's a fact. You gotta buy in.
And to me, LeBron and D Wade and CB started with the Army base when we had you weren't, fortunately for you, probably it was one of the hardest training camps I ever had to do with my life, but it started there, but then it never died off. No. Like, if we had a back-to-back, yes, it'd be a little lighter, whatever. But if you walked into practice, man, it was mouthpieces in, knee pads up, and your best pairs were trying to kill you.
Man,
and our second unit was trying to give it right back.
It was on.
If you came in there on an off day and wasn't ready, if you came in there not mentally right, you was going to get exposed.
And on a team that talented, that dictated some playing time, too. Now.
Yeah, for
sure. You
ain't
finna just get exposed in practice and you're going to get 24 minutes the next day.
No, for sure. No, you was nervous.
Yeah.
You come in there.
Hey, because listen, if that happened, Mr. Gruntbill, hey, if that happened, somebody had something to say. Somebody tear the locker room up.
Man, hey, I'm just saying.
Somebody tear the locker room up. Hey.
But that's the one thing, man. I really do. It's, and again, these are things like when people ask you about playing in Miami, you can't even express it unless you were there and it was video recorded. Like,
right.
Like those practices were,
That's why for y'all out there who trying to critique what you said and what I doubled down on, if you wasn't there, you don't know.
Yeah, no, you have no
If you
clue.
wasn't there and then see it every day, you don't know.
The reality of the situation, you guys are, again, everyone gets mixed up in the social media era. You guys aren't saying he's the best player. He's
Clearly
the most important player on our team.
Yes.
Like, we all know who the best player is. He's still the best player 21 years in.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, in my opinion.
Right.
Yeah, in my opinion, he
Keep
still
it in
is.
context, you casuals out there.
In my opinion,
for
he still
sure.
is.
And we love y'all.
What people don't, like, I say this time and time again. We had a front row seat to greatness, and it wasn't just D Wade. It wasn't just Bron. It was D Wade as well.
100%.
But it'd be times in practice where Bron would go to a level that nobody else could go to, and the whole practice just stopped.
He had an elevator that had different floors.
The whole practice just stopped, and you'd be like,
all right, what's next, Bo? Like,
because can't none of us do that.
Yeah. What's next? Like, because this cat's on something different today.
Yeah, and in fairness, man, because we touched on that a couple times. In fairness, D Wade go to them levels too now.
Yes,
don't leave that part out. That's what he was saying. That's why he said,
Yeah, because there was times where if Bron needed a break or he was hurt or whatever, we can get the same production. We talking about a guy who at one point, I don't know exactly what year it was. I was here because I was here all those years. It might have been 2008 or something. But D Wade probably could have won MVP that year.
2008, 2009 when he
2008,
averaged 30.
2009.
Yeah, he averaged 30 that year.
He probably should have won MVP that year. You know what I'm saying? So we're talking about a guy who was also at one point considered the best in the world.
D Wade was one of the most calming factors for me on this team. Like every time I
Damn,
saw
I'm
him,
killing him. Really? I couldn't calm you.
Wait, no.
I'm just joking.
No, you couldn't. To answer your question, no.
But I'm saying like if you walked out of a timeout, it was 2 minutes left and it was a one possession game. Like you always knew that was about to do something.
He just over there chewing his gum.
That's what I'm saying.
Just
Like
chewing
he
his
was in
gum.
such a call. Like it was like, yo, like he's about to do something. Well, it's a big
sure.
block. It's a steal. It's one of them pull up, get your and ones. Like he always like. I don't know. He was one of those calming factors for me, man. Like every time we walked out of the huddle, I was like, okay, we're gonna be straight.
And then you knew if D Wade or Bron or one of those guys was out, or both of those guys was out, you could book CB for 35.
100%.
You can book him for 35.
Remember in Portland?
Man,
And hit the game winner.
what he told him? No. We going for the game winner.
Right. It is. That's exactly what he said. No. We're going for 3.
We going for the game winner. That
Facts.
all draws.
Made it look
fact.
easy.
What? Listen, people don't understand. You know how hard it is to shoot a pick and pop 3?
Oh, yeah.
Man. We did the same thing in San Antonio.
Yes.
In the end of the season when they sat out and we won in San Antonio. CB hit another dagger 3 to win that one.
Bro, it's like CB was cold. He was ahead of his game. Ahead of his time, bro.